Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and I thought tonight we'd do something a little bit different. With everything going on in the news, the world, wherever you turn, we're always talking about. We can't say it because the risk of being demonetized here. I just thought it'd be great to kind of have like a virtual happy hour to kind of escape that news cycle we're constantly seeing. Do some Q&A, interact with all of you, and just really just have a virtual happy hour. So I guess my first question to all of you is, what are you drinking? Because I'm currently having an Allagash Black, which is a Belgium style stout. I am a big dark beer fan myself. Stouts, porters, those are my beer of choice because they're so much full of flavor. Although I never used to like them when I was in college. It was always about Bud Light or Bud Light. Bud Light Lime was a really good one for me. But yeah, this is just really like an hour and a half of just kind of talking away, answering questions and whatnot. So if you have them, leave them. Really, this is really just a way to interact with all of you, kind of escape our day to day right now. I don't know if we're probably all stuck indoors right now, or most of us are. I don't know if you're homeschooling kids. I've seen people on Twitter and Instagram with their homeschooling regiments, and I think there's a better appreciation for teachers after this. For if you have kids, and then yeah, and just really here to answer some questions and whatnot. So yeah, so what's everyone drinking tonight? Yeah, this Amy, this beer is delicious. What's going on, Zach? Let's see. Tyree's got some sparkling water. All right, awesome. Yankees got a Guinness. When I was over in Dublin not too long ago, we were at the Guinness factory, and those Guinnesses are so much different than they are here in the States, which is funny because they told us that. And it's true. It's so much more flavorful there than it is here. I don't know what happens in shipping or whatnot, but it's just different. And I don't know how to explain it if you've never had it. Fernando's ready to roll. Hey, what's going on, everyone? All right, lockdown, Orange County, normal work schedule for Kyle. Yeah, because Kyle, you work in the hospitals, right? Let's see, drink. I forgot to get my drink. Yes, Francis, go get your drink. But yeah, how's everyone days going? So today, my wife has this weekend off, so we're just kind of hanging around and hanging out with the little guy and just kind of hanging around the house because we really can't do a whole lot. Restaurants are shut down now in the area. You can do takeaway only, or yeah, pick up or takeaway or delivery. And so we're just kind of hanging out in here around the house. The weather here is not great. Right now it's Saturday, so we should have been on our trip to Poland, which clearly we're not there. And I think what's interesting is about a week ago or so, I released a video. I actually pulled it because so much has changed over the last couple of days about continuing my travels and not living in fear. And I really thought, yeah, let's roll with that. But then I've never had a video go out of date so fast. Within like 20 minutes, that thing was gone. It wasn't even valid anymore. So I pulled that one just because of so much had changed, and it just wasn't a good look, I think, in the general look of it, because just we can clearly see things are changing here. But let's have some positive talk here. All right. Yeah, let's keep it positive. Whiskey ginger. Okay, those are really good. I had that when I was over at the Jameson facility, Aaron, and that was a very good drink. Let's see, a Shock Top beer. Abel Shock Top is awesome. I do enjoy those myself. Drinking water. All right, fresh Guinness all the way. New computer. Future channel. My future channel name. That's awesome. What state are you in, Zach? I live in Maine. I live right outside of Bangor. Right now the weather here is like 35 degrees, maybe 40 degrees. It's not super hot, not really great weather at all. So if we were hoping to have better weather right now, but that's not the case. So right now what we're doing is during the day is we stand by the window because the sun rays come in, and it almost makes me feel like I'm on the beach somewhere. So it's a really cheap vacation, if you want to call it that. Let's see. How's it going? How goes it? Hey, Matthew, how you doing, man? If you guys know Matthew Perry, he has a channel himself that talks about credit cards and whatnot. If you haven't looked at his channel yet, give him a look. He put out some great stuff over there. Right now you're sipping on some Gatorade. It's all about craft beer for you, Matthew. Yeah, I'm a big craft beer fan myself. Here in Bangor, there's not a lot going on for it, I would say. But as far as things to do, but we have a really good beer scene here, which I can definitely appreciate. It's more IPAs and double IPAs. maybe some lagers, but not a whole lot going on for dark beers. Occasionally, though, I do grab one. There's actually a brewery here. It's called Blank Canvas. And the guy there, he does some really unique stuff. He definitely just tries a lot of different things with his beers. He makes like cucumber dill ones, like cucumber pickle beers and strawberry shortcake. It's just very different. And while they're not always hits, some of them are very, very good. So I would like to try the weird ones too, just because you never know what you're going to find. I think I actually once, I forget where we were at. I had a watermelon IPA. It was possibly the worst beer I've ever had in my entire life, just because it was just so awful. And I try to be open-minded about beers. Let's see. And hit that like button. If you hit that like button, that's great. I appreciate it. It brings more people in. Let's see. Tezo sweet tea here. This is about to be the highlight of my day. Monsoon, I appreciate those kind words, man. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad all of you are here. Let's see. Quick question about business credits. If I don't have a business credit card, my understanding is you can have a business credit separate from yours. But do you get a business credit card for each business? It depends on number. I think what you're asking me, if you have different credit, if you have a business card and you have different lines or whatnot, depends on number of EINs you have. So some people have multiple businesses, and if they have different EINs, they can get cards in each business. If you're a sole proprietor, you're going to use your social security number, and you're just going to get cards under that. I know people who were a sole proprietor at one time, become an LLC, they get an EIN, and they go back through, let's say for the Chase Inc. cards, and they end up getting more Chase cards in general, just because of the fact now it's an EIN, so they get those bonuses again. I think if I answered your question, my trip to Europe was obviously canceled. Hassle getting trains. Yes, everything is quite the hassle getting reimbursed right now. I had a topic for a video, and I don't know if I'll actually shoot it. I can't pull it all together, but it's like just remembering the companies who were there for you in this time. I've been arguing with United to get my miles back for this trip, but every time they do that, they're like, well, we're just going to give you a 1-year voucher for it, which makes no sense to me because United miles, one, they canceled the flight. 2, United miles don't have expiration dates, but now they're giving me a 1-year expiration, or out of the greatness of their hearts, they'll let me pay $125 or $150 a person to get my miles back, which is nuts because no one expected this. I think one thing I hope that we all take from this is companies who want to care of their customers in this situation, because ones that are trying to nickel and dime you, like VRBO, is like really screwing customers out. If you do that, then, if we remember the customers who did really well, the companies did well, maybe we give them a break later on when they devalue their programs or make some sort of change, just because there's just so much going on. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And United is really nickel and diming people here for no reason. I'll remember that myself. Let's see. How's my Saturday going? You guys in lockdown in Maine. So it's a really weird situation in the sense of Maine. So where we're at, yes, it's kind of on a lockdown basis, but it's you can still go out, you can still congregate in places. They recommend what the CDC says. I guess it's like 10 people or less. Restaurants can't be open, but you can still, certain places can be open up until like 8 or 9, and they close till 5. So it's still mixed and matched. I mean, we're all doing different things in all parts of the country, but we're kind of, we are social distancing ourselves. I'm going out a few times to grab groceries or something like that if I need to, but for the most part, things are really not open as much. So we're just kind of hanging out here at home. Let's see. Chase and American Nurse told me pandemics are not covered by purchase protection. Absolutely. That's something I think that people don't really, I don't say they don't want to look into, because I don't think anybody was expecting this, Aaron, but that is definitely something that is hurting people in a lot of the programs that, oh, look, by the way, I got some snacks. I got myself some Twizzlers over here, lemon-filled Twizzlers and the cherry-filled one. And I'm a big Sour Patch Kid fan myself. So, but they have so much sugar, and I'm trying to be just a little bit better. So there's these ones here I picked up. They have 3 grams of sugar. I'll let you guys know how they are later in this live here. But I'm a big sugar candy fan, but let me get back to the question. But yeah, in a lot of programs too, when you were buying independent or third party, we're starting to have like a big exclusion at the top. So people knew that this pandemic was not covered by their stuff. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing tonight? All right, Daniel. Hey, Dustin, I got my bar stocked up, ready to take this thing on, racking up miles and points this year. That is a great attitude there, Daniel, because, you know, the video I have going live tomorrow, since you're all here, I might as well share it with you, is if you should cash them in or not. I've had a few questions about that. And I figured out, ooh, Schwizzer. And, I've had a few questions about that. And I felt I would do a video on it. So definitely a good time to rack up points and miles and really just build up on them right now. Make sure you're utilizing your shopping portals, your American Express offers, the best card you can get for those given categories as well. Let's see. Okay, thank you very much. Awesome. Anyone's going to buy stocks in airlines or hotels? Robert, I am very much considering it. If you look right now, I don't know what's going to happen with stocks like American Airlines or whatnot, but American Airlines is like 1/3 of what it was like 3 or 4 months ago. So yeah, my thought is that it'll recover, but I'm not sure. I'm waiting to hear if they go through bankruptcy, will that affect things or not? So I'm definitely interested in jumping in the stock market very shortly, but I personally don't know if we've hit the bottom yet. So I'm kind of waiting as a whole. So I'm definitely just gonna wait on it, but I definitely have some money I want to throw in the stock market. How about you guys? Anybody else jumping into the stock market at all? Let's see. The way you have things set around your microphone looks much bigger than your head. I think it's all about the angle, right? So yeah, because I have a Yeti Blue, which I have hooked up to. I'll actually turn it. So I have a Yeti Blue, which I have my thing here that holds on to it. It's not a huge mic, but it definitely looks bigger. I would agree and how it's set up. Let's see. But how does it sound? Does it sound okay? I always feel like when I do live streams, it is either hit or miss where it sounds super echoey, and I've always had to adjust the gain. So it's always a weird thing going live. I think there's a few reasons I think you don't see people doing more lives. Is one, thinking on the fly for some people is a little bit more difficult because sometimes you get a question and I think people are afraid to say they don't know. And you don't want to be that person who's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But, I think it's okay to say you don't know. I don't have all the answers to everything, but, if you leave a comment, and I can always figure out those for you guys. All right. Let's see. AA refunded your miles and refunded your fees. That's a good service by American Airlines. Delta's also been doing that as well. Just hey, United, get on it. Come on. What's going on, United? What companies do you think will treat customers best during this time? Zachary, I'm not. It seems to be really people are having different experiences with certain airlines too. I've seen United give people waivers on some of these things. The big airline Southwest. I mean, Southwest has always had a great cancellation policy. They're doing a great job across the board. Airbnb refunding, reservations for people. VRBO is really screwing people. But I mean, I definitely would just take a look. It seems like companies are still shifting. This is a very dynamic and fluid situation. But keep an eye out for those companies. Airbnb, I've been a big Airbnb fan. There's no hiding that. And the way that they're handling the situation, I think it's fantastic. Delta, while their award program sucks, their miles aren't always the greatest. Their flash sales really good. Their customer service is fantastic. And you can't, and Hyatt too. Hyatt's doing a great job. I mean, they even delayed their award chart changes. Hey Marriott, take one out of the Hyatt's book here. And taking care of their customers. You can't ask for much more than that. Let's see. What's going on, JM? Happy Saturday to you as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts on pharmacy and how you transitioned from that world into the world of credit cards full time. Did you always want to be a great pharmacist growing up? JM, that is a great question. And no, I did not want to be a pharmacist when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I actually wanted to be a professional baseball player. I played baseball year round, but that didn't work out, and then I was going to go to nursing school and then, become like a PA. But then I ended up transitioning over to pharmacy after working in a pharmacy, and I really enjoyed it. And at that time, pharmacy was very different than what I feel like it is today. At the time when I was in pharmacy first starting off, that was, 13, 14 years ago. It was, you really cared about the customers. You really cared about the patients, making sure that they were taken care of. And now it's, I really do correlate it with being fast food, but with pills, especially in the retail setting. Hospital setting, I felt was a little bit better. My best experience was at a small critical access hospital where I had more freedom. I developed or helped develop a diabetes protocol there, which was really great. But then I moved to a bigger hospital when I moved to Maine. And basically, if you weren't allowed to like free think, you had to like just follow the policies and protocols there because they told me like they were just worried about being sued, and that didn't really jive well for me. But how I transitioned into points and miles was my wife and I were getting married, and we were looking. Well, I'll even back up before that. So before that, my wife actually got me into this as a whole because when her and I started dating, I had this USAA credit card where every $3,500 I'd spend, I'd get a $25 statement credit, which I thought was fantastic. But then I go over to her place and then she has this Discover card and she's cashing in hundreds of dollars and getting these gift cards as well. And I'm like, what? How on earth is this happening? So she introduced me to Discover. I get a Discover credit card. Fast forward a little bit, we're getting married. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way than actually paying all this money for a honeymoon. There's just got to be a better way. And at the time, I stumbled across a couple of blogs and really just dug deep into it. And at the time, I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred. It was only a 40,000 point bonus at the time. And I remember telling her, look, we're going to get this one card and it's going to pay for our flights. And it paid for everything but $15 to Jamaica. And then later on, we got the IHG credit card. It's like, look, we're going to have just these two credit cards. We're only going to use these two. We're going to earn enough points throughout the year to take one trip a year. This is going to be great. And then I just jumped down this rabbit hole and I have like a whole drawer. I have a whole drawer here full of credit cards and like what's being in here. So, I really dug deep into it and really just started digging in and learning some award chart stuff and then learning more about credit card rewards. And that's really how I got started in this stuff. And I love it. I absolutely love this stuff. And helping people is so like, I really enjoy that so much. That's why I do this stuff. That's really what I try to do. Like, I'm not the best at it. I realize that, but I really just genuinely want to help people out and help them travel. One of probably my favorite trips that we've ever taken was taking my mother-in-law to Hawaii because my wife really wanted to do that for her because she said that her mom wanted to go to Hawaii and she would never be able to do it. So a couple of years ago, American Airlines had a 100,000 point bonus after a $10,000 spend. And it was easier at the time to get gift cards and liquidate them and where we lived. And I did that and we hit that point and got the points and we had a great trip. And that's probably been one of my favorite trips to date. But it was good transitioning out. Thank you, Fernando, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, that's how I got started in this stuff. And then I was a blogger for a while. I blogged on my own site for a bit. And then I moved over to Running with Miles and I blogged there as a contributor for a while. And then after doing that and writing on my website for a bit, one of my wife's friends or one of our friends now said, hey, you should give YouTube a shot. And I thought it was nuts because I'd never spoken on camera. I didn't even own a camera and I had never done anything like that. I didn't know video editing or anything like that. So I thought it was nuts. But I gave it a shot. And going back to my first videos, my first video was like, hey everybody, I'm Dustin from Waller's. Well, I wasn't even looking at the camera in my first video. So it's just great to see a progression. But yeah, YouTube's been great. I love it. I love interacting with everyone. I think it's just a fantastic setup for everyone here. Thanks for the gem. I didn't know every new business entity and you could apply for the same cards. Gives me travel hack ideas for sure. You're not Matthew, the sugar addict. Matthew, what's your favorite sugar candy, man? Sweet. There's so many good ones out there. Swedish Fish. Although I like the Swedish Fish with the multicolor because lemon lime is like where it's at. Starburst too. Starbursts are legit. Let's see. What's in my wallet this month? Oh man, did I leave my wallet upstairs? I did. Right now, I think in my wallet I have my Bank of America Premium Rewards, Bank of America Cash Rewards. I have a American Express card I've been using for American Express offers. I have my Discover card and my Freedom card. I think those are what the ones currently in my wallet. And I'll be making some changes too, but I keep some here in the drawer here that for online shopping and things like that. So those are the cards that are currently in there. Let's see. If I had to venture a guess, I don't think good old American government is going to let Delta, United, or American go away. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's happening. Shamrock or Randy, I agree with you. I just don't think see that happen. I think they employ too many people. I think they're too vital to what the economy is. I just don't see it happening. Could it? I guess it could. I wish if they do this, they don't let them do these stock buybacks and make them keep maybe something in I would say like a savings account. I don't know what to call it, that they have to pay out certain people. It's just, it's a really bad situation for everyone to be in. But I just don't see them letting them fail. Not yet, but keeping an eye on it. Sounds great. All right. Boeing looks like a great deal. You know what? I'm interested in what they're going to do with Boeing. I think Boeing, it could be a good buy, but they've really screwed up, especially with that 737 Max and how they handled that and everything. So, I understand Boeing employs a lot of people, but they've definitely self-inflicted. I think they've self-inflicted themselves with how the handling of the 737 Max and all that information that's come out there. So there's got to be some sort of stipulation there, possibly. But man, it's a bad situation for Boeing as a whole. But some of that is self-inflicted, I think. Doesn't extend my annual night certificate. Yeah, that was great, Kyle. I got that email too. Like, that's a great service by them. Look, they don't want you traveling right now. They realize, they don't want you doing that, and maybe you can. So by extending that 6 months, that gives so much leeway to people so they don't feel the obligation to book something. Will Marriott do that? I don't know. Marriott can't seem to get out of their own way. They're just they're really bad with customer service. I don't even know how else to put it. Like, sometimes I try to think of better ways to put things. They're just really bad with customer service that they just don't care, it seems. Like, I know some people have good experiences, but as a whole, being bon void is a real thing. Let's see. Sound is on point. Thank you. I appreciate that, Aaron. Stock market, you're going to wait. Feels like it's going to get worse before it gets better. Francis, I agree. I do think we're going to see it dip a little bit more. How much? I honestly have no idea. I'm not a stock market expert or analyst, but it just seems like it's not done. That's just my gut feeling there. No echo. I like that. Awesome. That's always good. When I first started doing these lives, I used to have super bad rebound sound in here, and I actually have here. I can actually show it around. So like I have these soundproof tiles for you guys. So soundproof tiles here to kind of and that's my camera there too. Kind of help with the sound in here, and it has been helping as well. So you guys get some behind the scenes stuff too, I guess. Let's see. Already jumped in, did a bit early, but will still come out okay. Yeah, Jesse. I mean, even if it goes down before it goes back up, if you bought now, you would still make out ahead. I wouldn't even look at it anymore if you've done that, just because of the fact it's gonna, once it goes back up, you'll be in a much better situation. I think it's better to give us credit than rather refund because I hope the company survive. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Jesse, on that. But I think there's some people who could use the money to pay some bills. I mean, some of these companies squandered some of that money, it seems. I think American Airlines bought back like billions of dollars in stock. So, I'm not saying one is right than the other, but definitely only giving a 1-year expiration date on that is pretty rough for some people, because maybe not everyone can do that. I mean, some people booked like a once in a lifetime trip that they can get the time off from work. So that's kind of tough. Let's see. Let's see. People keep saying that you don't need a business to apply for a business card. What are your thoughts? Gen Z, that is accurate. So when I say you don't need a business, you don't need to be like a multi-million-dollar business. I've gotten a business cards with 0 revenue because every business starts at 0. Being a sole proprietor, maybe you sell stuff on eBay. Maybe you can put stuff on your business cards at work that you work at, and just you want to keep those expenses separate. That's the really key point I always used to make when I would call the reconsideration line is, look, I'm looking to keep my personal expenses separate from my business expenses. And they like that. That's something they want to do. And, businesses need to spend money. So they want to be that card you want to pull out. So do you really need an actual business? That's open to interpretation, but being a sole proprietor is very broad. Do you homeschool? I mean, are you an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, Grubhub, DoorDash, anything that sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace? There's a lot of different opportunities to be considered what would be a business. I'm gonna say show. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on one more. Man, I hate one thing YouTube does. They always move the comments here. Let's see. Airbnb gift cards are good for US. Robert, I've used Airbnb gift cards for Europe pretty frequently. So I would double check that because even for the trip I was planning to use upcoming, I have hundreds of dollars in Airbnb gift cards I was going to use because I bought them at a discount. And I've never had an issue using those Airbnb gift cards for international stays. I would double check that. I don't know if maybe you bought one by chance that was only good for US. I've personally never had that experience though. Let's see. Aaron says, show us your tat where you're heading when this is all behind us. So I guess it really depends. My wife and I have been of having to avoid this part of the world because of the risk of Zika. But, we were going to go over to Europe again. That's primarily where we've traveled. But we're thinking if by the end of this year everything clears up, we're going to head down to South America. That's what I'm thinking. This March was supposed to be Asia. That definitely was pulled. Yeah. And then ideally someday I'll get over to South Africa over here. One of my bucket list trips is to go to the Giraffe Manor, Giraffe Sanctuary in Nairobi for a couple of days, and then head on down to do a safari. That's a big bucket list item for myself, but I want to wait until the kids are a little bit older because I want them to experience that as well. Because that what you see is painted dogs. I think I'm very fascinated by painted dogs and how they hunt and their communication. And I think they're just really cool. They're just really cool animals. Let's see. If you want to product change airline cards to City Advantage Platinum Select, do you use your miles before you product change, or can you product change and still keep the miles? Those miles are in your account. So even if you product change it, those miles are there. And then they're just subject again to American Airlines expiration policy. There's no need to use your miles before you go to the card. You're not connected to the card in any way, shape, or form. All right. Should I buy authorized users, or a good idea to get one from family? I would not buy authorized users, Gen Z. I know there's those trade lines accounts. I would not do it. I would maybe look to use a family member to have them add you. That's easier. If one card too, I think people starting off maybe might overlook is Discover. And the reason why I like Discover here is they have a secured version, they have a student version, and they can let you graduate up to the full Discover card. And all those cards still earn cashback rewards at the 5%, and they double it the first year as well. So they treat their customers really well. Discover has fantastic customer service. So I would definitely look to Discover if someone is credit score is looking to be built up. Let's see. What does Waller mean in Waller's Wallet? It's my last name. And Waller's Wallet, my wife actually thought of the name Waller's Wallet. So years ago, I think this is funny to say now, but she didn't find it funny, I think, when it came about. So way back, was it 2013, 2014? I was thinking of making a blog, and I couldn't come up with a name. I was like, what's it going to be? Waller's World, Waller's Credit Card Waller. I couldn't think of anything. She's like, what about Waller's Wallet? And I was sitting next to her, and I went, no offense, but that's a terrible name. Just terrible. And about an hour and a half later, I was like, that's actually a really good name. That would stick. It's easy, it's short, and it makes sense. So I went with it. And then she comes back over a little bit later and sees me making banners for the website, and she requests royalties now. And she was right on that one. Let's see. If I have a ton of EINs for my holding companies, can I have separate company profiles than other entities? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me, Gen Z. If I have other EINs for my company holdings, can I have separate credit profiles in the other entities? So if you have a different EIN, you can set up different accounts for those EINs. So you can have your account for business A with an account and business B as well, if that's what you're asking. Okay, can product change. Friendly remember to hit that. Let's see. Friendly want to hit that. Help promote the live chat more. Possible to get. Thank you, Zachary. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm on my way to 10,000. Super excited about that. We're over 7,000 now. I'm really shocked, and I really do appreciate everyone here who subscribes to the channel. I know I say it all the time, but it still blows me away. And let's see. Any ideas how to hit minimum spend requirement during these times? I might have to resort to paying a fee, using my credit card to pay rent. So many trips canceled, may not have a choice. So Monsoon, if you can do it, I think there are a couple ways here. One, you can look to prepay bills if you can financially do it. So I don't know if they let you do it anymore, but like Verizon, if you have Verizon, for example, check your cell phone carrier. But you used to be able to prepay so many months in advance. And then even if you had a credit, one tip I'd always do is I would cash out that credit. I'd just send them a message like, hey, can you mail me my credit? And they'd send me a check. Utility bills, look to see if you can pay your utilities in advance. Rent, you may need to use plastic, maybe in that 2.5% fee if you're looking to hit a bonus, but that typically using plastic to hit a bonus is worth it. Outside that for day-to-day spend, not really. I mean, you could maybe come ahead a little bit and it could be worth it, especially with their promotion for that video if you can do it. But maybe even using friends or family, see if you can pay for stuff and have them just Venmo you the money. That might be one way as well. Starburst for life, man. Starbursts are so good. What's your favorite color? So with panicking, how does this longer this last? It's gonna last. It's gonna last. Gen Z. I think we're just here for the ride right now. There's so many different ways to handle it, and hopefully everyone just stays safe. Do you think I should wait to get the United Business Card? Thoughts about getting 100,000 points? Sure. Offer. It's 5,000 spend. And the miles might be worth less than this after this is all set up for Blake. I think that's a good question. I don't think any programs are going to devalue their points immediately after this is over. That would be a really bad look and give by them doing that immediately after, it would look really bad, I think. Could I be wrong here? Absolutely. I just don't think we're going to see that immediately after this is all said and done, because those companies are going to want us back on their planes, staying in their hotel program. And if, we'll just use United. If United completely craps on their stuff, making their points less, you're going to have people like me coming out, hammering them, other bloggers hammering on them, where people might avoid them. So I just don't see it happening. If you can use the miles, there's a lot of value in United miles. I'm actually working. It can provide a lot of value for people. Let's see. Freedom at 5X or IHG for 4X? What do you see is better? Robert, chase Freedom at 5X without a doubt, especially when you can convert that over to maybe a premium chase card. But even then, let's say you didn't have that card, you had just the Freedom, you may be able to get a little bit more, but yeah, I would still go with the 5X. Let's see. Harborough gummy bears, regular and sour. Matthew, I love Harborough gummy bears, man. They're just so good. Like I've had to cut back on it, but I love sugar candy. Especially when I'm editing video, I'll sit down with coffee and a beer and just candy and just go to town. That's what I'm doing after this video. After this live, I'm actually going to be doing some video editing and whatnot for tomorrow and probably in a couple of days after that. Let's see. Peanut butter M&Ms. That's awesome. Let's see. Got an email about the new SoFi debit card. Do you think it's worth to put my cell phone on for the cell phone insurance it comes with? With the debit card, there's credit cards out there. I personally don't like putting spending on my debit card just because of the fact there's been so many breaches on it. I'd rather have the protections of up to $1,000 in cell phone coverage for either they're looking really at two separate factors. One would be a 2% cashback card, where the other was you could pick two categories at 3% cashback, and both of them had options for cell phone coverage. But I wouldn't. There's plenty of credit cards out there. I did a video not too long ago on credit cards that give you cell phone protection. I would do that even if you earned 1% back. It's better than zero. I would personally go that route. Let's see. Let's see, Jason. Happy Saturday, Jason. How you doing, man? Would you say that it's still worth to apply for United credit card? Not sure. I think United will survive this. I think they will survive this. So if you're looking to get a United card, go for it. If you're under 524 and you have your ultimate reward card set up, I don't think it would be a bad idea. But I definitely think if it's an airline you fly, go for it, man. There's nothing wrong there. Let's see. Here we go. Man, I wish they would just stop doing that. Let's see. United Airlines. Let's see. United Airlines, who doesn't have a good reputation, always showing folks how crappy they are. I can honestly say that I hate United more than I hate Marriott, without a doubt. That is pretty strong, Randy. That is pretty strong. United, I feel like they're hit. I feel like I've had hit or miss with United. they're definitely, the basic economy or just their service, I feel is like lackluster. Domestic service, I'm a big fan of Delta for the big three. I know people don't like Southwest because of like their boarding process, but they are probably one of the most friendly and customer friendly airlines out there. Change your flights, price drops, you can get a refund on it. Like name another airline that it lets you do that. I can't off the top of my head right now. Let's see. If you had to combine Chase American Express for an ultimate strategy, what would it be? Oh, that's a good question, Scott. So I think if you're looking at building different setups for them, if that's what you're looking at, now I would take a look at some of their programs in the sense that like Flying Blue, Singapore Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, those combined, those can be all. You can get to all three of those programs from those programs, so it's easier to earn those points. And then I would really look to break down um, where you're looking to travel with, because of the fact that where did your question go? Sorry, let's see. Ultimate the Blue Business Plus. I know a lot of people like that American Express Gold card. Run those numbers for yourself because there's other options for you out there as well. And I like Citi for their airline partners as well. The Reward Plus is good for the small purchases. The Double Cash is good. The Citi Premier, while it doesn't have travel protections anymore, it is still a pretty good card for the fact that it earns 3x on travel as well as gas. It really just comes down to your spending. Let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see. Do you see Chase, American Express, Citi, Barclays, and any other big credit issues loosening the rules and regulations to attract customers in these tough times? Oh man, that's a good question. I don't think so right now. I think if anything, they would tighten up for a little bit. And I think they'll loosen up later on. With everything being uncertain, I think that they would be maybe concerned about people. Yeah, I could be wrong on this. I see them tightening up before they loosening up. I think they're going to definitely look for people to take advantage of maybe some 0% offers, maybe some balance transfer offers. But I can't imagine they're just going to open the floodgates for people to come back in because of the risk of maybe defaulting later on, especially depending on how long this goes. So could be wrong, but with everything here, I don't see it right now. I could totally be wrong here. Let me know. What do you think they're going to loosen up or tighten up for everyone? Let's see. If you come to Argentina, please avoid Buenos Aires. It's very dangerous. You should go to Peru. That's on my list of places to visit. I'm trying to figure out which one to go. There's just so many places, but Peru's on my list. Argentina as well. But thank you for that insight. I do appreciate that. Let's see, Alex. All right, my credit score. What's going on, man? How you doing? My credit score is 760 plus. I got declined for 2 cards, Citi Rewards and Bank America Premium Rewards early last month. When do you think I should apply for these cards again? My follow-up question to you, Alex, is how many cards have you applied for recently in the last, handful of months, 12 months, full? Citi's usually pretty one of the easier ones. So I'm curious if you applied recently for a Citi card as well, because they have a 1 for 8, 2 for 65 rule, 2 for 65 rule. And then if there's anything else going on there. How do you feel about Bissell Bros? I don't even know what that is. Stock. Is that you're talking about for stocks? Man, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Rakuten has been pretty awesome for me. Is that your go-to portal? Word points for them. Their payouts, their portal tracking has been one of the most just one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? Has been always there for me. It's one of the most trustworthy ones for me. So I'm really happy with them. I'm a big fan of them just because of the fact they always have payouts. I like their in-store offers as well, like being able to stack that with my American Express offers. And I've had some really good success with them. So yes, Rakuten for certain spending. Let's see. Let's see. Hey everyone. Hey Ty, how you doing? No lockdown in Houston yet. Yeah, it seems like it's. I've heard rumors. I don't know if it's accurate that there's going to be some sort of nationwide lockdown. I mean, I know California is down. New York is supposed to be locked up. So if those big states are locked down, I'm sure we might see more. But we'll see. Jesse, I'm allergic to sugar. Oh man, I would have such a hard time with that. I'm sorry to hear that. That is a tough one. Definitely would be a tough one for me. Let's see. Coming from San Francisco, much love from Callie Waller. Thank you so much, Gen Z. I was actually just out in California not too long ago. I met Francis. I think you're in here, Francis, right? I met up with Francis when I was down there, as well as Alan. I don't know if you're here, but Alan was there, and then Abel as well. Abel was there. By the way, thank you, Abel, for the mug. I really do appreciate it, man. I love it. I drink out of it all the time. Let's see. Real estate. It may take a hit right now just because of the fact people are losing their jobs. I'm not exactly sure, so I would definitely defer to someone maybe like a Graham. What's the next credit card I'm going to get? Tyree, I am definitely waiting on these U.S. bank cards. I read that they were delayed in what they're doing, probably because of everything going on. But I'm really waiting on those because with the altitude reserve, and if you can convert those points over to the altitude reserve and still get it 1.5 cents per point, some of those cards are like knockouts, and like a U.S. bank trifecta could be really good for people if everything to jump in. There's no bonuses gathering my attention. So I'm gonna hang out and see what comes my way. A few cards. What's the game plan? That's my game plan right now. Right now, Bank of America to see. And whoa, Shamrock, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Randy, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Love the sticker, number one fan. I love that. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. But yeah, that or American Express. I could even get my cards back in with Citi. Right now, I'm happy with earning cash back on the day-to-day and taking advantage of point offerings later on. So now I wait for the bonuses to come to me. Let's see. Where did it go? Nope. Hey, Point Blank Travel, how you doing, man? Let's see. I'm really happy that I helped you inspire. That means a lot. Thank you so much. That's really kind. Thank you for the kind words. That I helped inspire you start your channel. Congratulations on that. It's a lot of work. If people don't understand like all the background work that goes into stuff, it's just a lot of work. You got to really enjoy it because you do a lot of work on this stuff, man. So keep up the good work. Yeah, I'll have to check out your channel. But thank you so much. Joseph, how you doing, man? Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much. How's the baby doing, by the way? Everything good with the baby? Let's see. Have I met any other credit card YouTubers in person? No, I haven't. I've done like virtual collaborations with them. I actually speak to David from Wisefly, so I might get the opportunity to meet a few of them out there. I saw a while back, I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it, the video with Trip Astute or Ernest and Sebastian. I'm pretty sure if I stand next to Sebastian, I'll like come up to his thigh because I'm only like 5'5". I'm pretty sure he's like 6'8", it looks like in those videos. So, or in his pictures. So yeah, I mean, I would fit comfortably in his away carry-on case while, I don't think he'd fit in my nomadic bag. Let's see. What are your favorite ways to invest? I currently do a lot with my IRAs. I can do 15,000 in 3 months. I'm planning to get a couple months and this happened. Blake, you can still get it with a referral link. After I post that video, people were telling me about that. So you can still get the 5,000 with the 80,000 point bonus with a personal referral link. And this will go away soon. That's not going to be the new permanent offer. It's really mind-boggling to me that Chase would still roll this out with everything going on because I think they're going to see lower applications. Maybe I'm wrong here, but it just seems a little odd of the timing of that. I thought they would pull that back. I had heard that this was coming. I thought they'd pull it back just because of everything going on. Because everything just turned so fast. Let's see. What are my YouTube goals for 2020? Oh man, Matthew, my goals, I guess, I want to put out more videos, and I'm trying to stay between about 3 videos a week right now. I'm doing about every other to every third day, if I guess people are keeping tabs on that. I like the channel. I mean, selfishly, I guess the channel to hit 10,000 subscribers at a minimum, if I can do that. Although it seems, I don't know, Matthew, I don't know if you've noticed it, but I feel like over the last couple of days, the views for credit card YouTubers have really dipped. At least I haven't seen on my channel. I don't know if that's just because maybe the videos I'm putting out just suck. I have no idea. But I think there's some goals there. And then, I'd like to get my website redesigned because I've kind of neglected that just because I'm putting so much effort into the channel right now. I would like to do a couple of collaborations. I think one collaborations are great because of the fact I like working with them. Maybe it helped maybe someone else. I mean, someone else that people really like, and I've seen on any comments too, is Jake. Jake Bro is someone that like people really enjoy, and Jake puts out great stuff too. And if Jake's had some really stuff blow up, but like opportunities for people could be helpful. If you find someone that works out well and is putting out good content, it's good to collaborate with them regardless of their subscriber size. Cause like subscriber size is I guess one measure of success, I guess if you could call it that, but it's not the end all be all for people. So more collaborations, channel growth, and helping more people and redesigning my website. Those are my big goals there. What about you, man? What are some goals for yourself? Let's see. True. Hopefully Chase is big. Let's see. Scott, can you do a video on ultimate strategy for points combining Chase, American Express, and Citi? All structure of basically opening like a Citi card, American Express, and Chase card to basically cross-referencing different platforms. But I'm happy to do that. If you could just give me more information, that'd be great. Let's see. Alex, thanks for playing. I answered five in the last month, 2 in the last 3 months. Never had a Citi or both cards. Because if you're not banking, Alex, with Bank of America, then what is going to happen is you applied for too many cards if you haven't banked with them. So that's the reason why you're getting denied from Bank of America. 5 for 12. I guess the next question would be for me. I don't think that's just from face value, that doesn't look too much for Citi based on my experience. But I guess, is your utilization at 0? Is it above 20 or 30%? 2 in the last 3 months. Everything with Citi. Have you called the reconsideration line with Citi? That would be my next question. And Gen Z, I love you all as well. Thank you all so much. Let's see. Houston, Argentina round trip, only 30,000 AA web special. That's really not bad. Is that round trip? That's really good. AA web specials. I wish it was an easy way to search for them. Kind of like Delta flash sales if they'd put them out, but like the web specials for American Airlines have been killer. While before all this happened, I booked Bangor to Toronto for 5,000 miles one way. We'll see if that is going to happen at the beginning of May. But 5,000 miles one way, I couldn't turn it down. So, I actually called my wife for work. I was like, hey, you want to go to Toronto? She's like, sure. So we booked it. Stay family. Cancel my trip to San Francisco yesterday as well. Reckless, how you doing, man? How you doing? You stay safe as well. We were actually out in San Francisco in January. So yeah, I totally get it. San Francisco is definitely, like, California is having a rough time right now, and hopefully everyone stays safe out there. Let's see. Randy, has anyone noticed that AA's been offering some awesome web specials? Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. It's definitely, the web specials have been really good for people. And if you got to play around with it, but I mean, there have been some awesome, I've seen 15,000 miles one way from the East Coast to the West Coast in business class. I actually saw from Bangor to LA for the FinCon conference. It was I could find way, so it's out there. Habib, how you doing, man? Where's the cat? The cat is upstairs eating right now because he whines. I'm sure he's always whining. I don't know if he's not outside the door. If he was scratching out the door, I'd let him in, but I think he's upstairs hanging out. But maybe he'll come in later. If you guys don't know, I have a cat that Habib's referring to that is he's my manager. He watches over me while I'm editing videos and writing the scripts out for videos and all this other stuff. And he just kind of scratches at me if I'm not working hard enough. So my manager is always on me. Let's see. Hey, Francis. It was great meeting you as well, man. Let's see. If you want to keep annual fees under $200, would the Chase Sapphire Preferred, American Express Green Card, or the Bank of America Premium Reward Card offer the most value without adding any additional mega accounts? All right. It comes down to your spending, but also, do you travel more domestically or internationally, John? I think the Chase Sapphire Preferred, outside of the bonus, it's not that great of a card. I know it has great travel protections, but it's nothing spectacular in terms of earning bonuses, like earning potential as well. The American Express Green Card, the 3x on travel and dining worldwide. If you're mostly a domestic traveler and traveling domestically, I think I would give the Green Card the edge over the Sapphire Preferred, and it has access to transfer partners as well. But if you don't in the U.S., if membership reward points take more to learn, and if I've learned anything talking to people, it's that they don't understand or maybe take the time to learn how to use membership reward points. They're not as easy to use as Chase. Their portal frankly just sucks. So I would take a look. Just because you can earn a bunch of membership reward points, the learning side of how to use those points take more work. So if you're not willing to put in the work for membership reward points, that's fine. I totally get it, but I would probably avoid them. And the premium reward credit card from Bank of America, double points on travel and dining, unless you have preferred reward status with them, the platinum honors level, it's not going to be as good. So I know you get the TSA pre-check and the $100 global or the incident credit, but it's basically, if you don't have status, a 2% cashback card on travel and dining, 1% everywhere else with that $99 fee, $99 fee, $95 fee, to where it's not worth it. So if you're a domestic traveler and you can use membership reward points, Green Card, Sapphire Preferred, premium reward, unless you have preferred reward status. Let's see. Nice meeting you. Can't wait for the next one. Great community too. Thank you, Abel. I'm actually really shocked at the community we have here as a whole, because my wife tells me this too. She's shocked at the lack of troll comments I get, which I guess I can say that as well. I'm actually really shocked I don't get as many troll comments, although I do have a few people out there who like to troll, but I give it back to them. If you want to leave a comment, I'll respond back. Let's see. Hector said I had to cancel a portion of my trip due to what's going on. I'll probably receive an airline credit or voucher for my next trip. Do you think American Express will claw back sign-up bonuses, incidental credit airfares? That's a very interesting question. American Express has been clawing back those incidental fees, regardless if it's something you've been doing or not. So I could see them doing that. Absolutely. If you met the bonus this way and you got a refund back, then I could see them doing that as well. But if you get it back in a voucher form, that's with the airline, I don't see that happening. If you get a refund back on your credit card, then I would see them pulling it from you. Curtin, how you doing? Hey, Curtin, how you doing, man? Have you heard about the check that I'm gonna be getting for relief coronavirus? I've heard about it. I think it's going to be helpful for people. So I know people are gonna be excited about that. I think Ben just posted something on that too about it. I won't ever be told I'm copying something from another credit card YouTuber, or especially if I'm doing similar topics. Like my video tomorrow is actually the topic Sebby just posted about today. So I haven't watched his stuff, and legitimately, I have it edited, shot edited, ready to go, in draft form. I just need to make a thumbnail and a title. So I try not to watch other people's stuff, not the fact that I don't want to support their stuff. But I watch a few credit card YouTubers every now and then, but just because there's so much overlap, I don't ever want someone to be like, hey, you stole that from someone else. I don't really need that, because I don't want it either. You know what I mean? I'm happy with what everyone's doing, and I want to support everyone out there doing it. And, I give shout outs to people when I can do that. But just for the fact that there's going to be overlap, and I don't think you ever want to be that person that said, hey, you stole something from someone else, when you may or may not have actually done that. Let's see. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hey, you know what? If without Gen Z, without people here watching the channel, this channel wouldn't be what it is. So, I know not all people look back and, interact with, the subscribers or fans, as you want to say it, but I'm all about that. This is what I want to do. Yep. Okay. Point blank. I will definitely check out your channel, man, and see how it is, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Is there a way to set up a relationship with America to exceed the referral limit each year? Kyle, I don't think so. I don't think there is at this time. There's a limit with it. You just have to switch out to different cards if you reach it with one card. So I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of it. But although I wish, due to the fact now that we're being taxed on it, if they would just remove that for people, so they can get as many referrals as they want. If you're gonna be taxed on it, might as well let people do that. Question. Two of my your bookings are not honored. Host didn't reply either. Airbnb style. 3 weeks ago, I've tried, but they calls always up. Curtin, you might want to keep trying, man. A lot of these airlines are having or third booking parties, Chase whatnot, are having a lot of people call. So I would definitely keep trying with them, just because it's just there's just so many calls coming in. There's also the form online for them that you can cancel your bookings if you need to, but I think you have to be minimum 8 to 14 days out. If it's within 7 days, you need to keep calling. Let's see. Remember, I moved over to Merrill Edge, Ty. Been great. Their customer service has been fantastic. I have no complaints with what they offer. And overall, it's been a very seamless experience, and I would recommend them to people, but I moved over to Merrill Edge. Any recent binge TV stream shows? Aaron, I actually don't watch a whole lot of TV because so typically on my day to day, I wake up on the days my wife works, she goes to work, I hang out with my son, caring for him. If he could, make me breakfast in the morning, that'd be great. But we're a little too young for that. And then when he goes to bed, I come down here and I just start work. I'm always thinking of new topics, or maybe a different topic, or something for the channel to improve on, or, how did I say that? Could I have said that differently? So a lot of my time is spent after he goes to bed. Although we're going to finish it tonight, is the Spencer, it's on Netflix. It's the Mark Wahlberg movie, where he's the cop that went to jail. We have like 40 or 50 minutes left in it. So that's what we're watching later tonight. But I haven't really sat down and watched a show. I think my last show I watched was like Game of Thrones. I really sat down and watched. He's doing great. He has a huge appetite already. Sleeps really well in the night. We're trying to keep him home most of the time. That's awesome, Joseph. It's good to hear that he's sleeping through the night. That's definitely that's always good. If they can sleep in and you can sleep, it's a win-win for everyone, right? Let's see. If I move to a different address. All right, let's see. If I move to a different address, I'm telling you, man, YouTube, can you fix that for us? Like, it just drops it all the time. It's like I'll be in the middle of reading a comment and it just drops off. If I move to a different address, state on my EIN, should I send in the IRS form of updated address before applying for another business card? I would update your address to your current address. Make sure everything is current and correct. I think that's just the easiest way across the board, Jody. My utilization been on 2% since I started churning. I called reconciliation line and they didn't budge. I would probably wait American Express Gold. Casey, what I would do, and I would give this a shot, is I would call for a retention offer first, because I think banks are going to want to keep, this could go two ways, I think. One, they could try to keep people, so they're going to give a retention offer. Or two, they're going to say, look, we can't afford to give retention offers, so they're expecting this. So I would look to do that before I would straight up cancel it, because they might give you either enough points or maybe a statement credit to maybe offset that annual fee to where it makes it worth it for you. But it's always run those numbers. That's going to be super, super important for you. All right, let's see. Does Rakuten get much in the way of customer data? Zachary, I'm not exactly sure how much they do with customer data out there. I've never heard anything bad when they were Ebates or Rakuten or switch over to Rakuten. I'm not exactly sure how much data they give out. I do know, my understanding of these third-party portals, they get a kickback from companies when they refer people to their sites, so they pass on the savings of rewards down to us. Let's see. Don't think it gets much better for us this year, and planning to reply again next year. Fair enough. Let's see. My family trip is to Hawaii. Let's see. Do you think travel will be better by then, or is it too early? Joseph, I think right now it's still too early to tell with what's going on. September is a long ways away. My hope is that we're in the clear by then. My gut says September will be okay, but things could change and they could still be pushing out travel. My gut says it will be better by then. Let's see. Rain says the only thing I have found better or found useful in the American Express portal is membership reward rates. Sometimes better I can get it with other travel portals. That I get a kickback from Business Gold. Yeah, if you can get the Business Platinum or Business Gold, if the numbers justify it for you, it can be useful because that 25 or 35% point, especially when you couple it with those insider rates. I just wish they would expand it out to all airlines, one coach, as opposed to only certain airlines. It just would make it easier. They're just too restrictive for me. I just wish I make American Express, like, I love you 1 minute, but then I just want to like punch you in the face the next. American Express. Let's see. How do you set up entity structuring for max protection and efficiency? I'm not exactly sure how to answer that, Gen Z. I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know how to answer that appropriately for you. Okay. If the altitude reserve surveys are true, if it's the same, it's a keeper for me. If the rumors are true, and I've seen both there, it stays the same, it would be good. I really feel they're going to go the other way on that rumor, though. I feel they're going to adjust it to make those mobile wallets less valuable with an increased annual fee. It just seems to be the way these cards are going, at which point I would be very disappointed, and I don't think it would make it past this year for me. Let's see. Like, for my own knowledge, you want to trust your own company. Let's see. Matthew, my main goal is 10,000 subs, both on both of my channels. It might be closer to 5 to 7. I didn't even know you had a second channel, Matthew. What's your second channel? I know you have the credit card stuff. I know you were doing a pod. Is it the podcast one you were doing? Is that your second channel? I think those are great goals, man. If it isn't getting better trim down on those premium levels. Yeah, Casey, if they're not giving out retention offers and people aren't traveling, it's going to be hard for people to really justify those premium level cards to where they could see them reduced. But at the same time, banks like Chase, they may want that because they've lost so much money on the Sapphire Reserve. Let's see. Glad I did this chat. It's a lot of fun. Zach, these are always fun for me too. Like, I really enjoy. I'll probably go a little bit longer. I know it's at happy hour, but maybe we'll do like happy hour and a half, or when questions stop flowing in. These are fun for me too. I appreciate all of you guys being here, just interacting with people. By the way, nobody else saying I've seen a couple waters and whatnot, but like, is anybody else having a beer too, or is it just me? Let's see. Yankee says your videos are so informative, helpful, and unbiased. You deserve the support and subscribers. Love your Mark Harding as well. How to redeem Chase points. Thanks, Yankee. I do appreciate that. I always try to be unbiased, regardless of the fact that if I do have affiliate links or whatnot, because making sure you guys or everyone out there gets the proper card that works for them is important. I just try to be as helpful as possible. Sometimes maybe I'm too blunt on things, but I don't know how else to say it. I like to give credit when it's due to programs, and I will hammer on programs when they screw up. And I think being able to take that avenue builds trust with people, but also lets you guys know that I have the best interest of the person, of the viewer, you, in mind when I do those videos. You don't see me slant things in a way that makes companies look good just to get a click out of people for you, or maybe sign up for a credit card through my links or whatnot. I really do try to look after the viewer or the subscriber as every chance I get. Question 3, can I apply for a new mailing address? With a new mailing address, I've got 100% applied for. I think you could try it. Chase may want more information from you, William. I'm not exactly sure how they'll act on that, but could you? Absolutely, you can apply for a new mailing address on that. When applying for a business card with Chase, what's a good amount to put down for your annual revenue if you recently started your channel? Point Blank Travel, great question. And I tell this to people all the time. Be honest. If you have zero, my first set of Chase cards years ago, it was zero. And they approved me for zero because the one thing you don't want, and I know there are some people who say, what should you put out there and maybe inflate it a little bit. You never want Chase or a bank to say, can you send me paperwork supporting that information? And you don't have it. One, not only could that burn a bridge for that business card, but you don't know what the times are going, if they're going to blacklist you later on for a card. So be honest with them. Even if it's zero, all businesses start at zero. Look, if you're starting your YouTube channel, let's just say, for example, you're going to buy a camera. You're going to buy maybe a tripod. You're going to buy lighting, microphones, computers. You have expenses. So they want you to put those expenses on your card. And then as your revenue increases, they hope that you create and expand on that relationship with them. There are banks out there that will give you cards with zero, and Chase is one of them as well, in my experience. But be honest, I wouldn't lie or even inflate it a little bit, just because you never want them to say, can you send me some tax information or your revenue statements? Just because if you don't have it, it's just a bad look. Let's see. Smart time to apply for a Chase business card if I was planning on it around this time anyways, or bad time with stuff going on now? Chris, I think if you were thinking to apply for it now, it's still a good time to apply for it. Could they be tougher? Could they ask more questions? Maybe. But they're still going to want people swiping those cards. They get money on those interchange fees. I would still go for it if you can meet it. Aaron, when are we getting on TikTok? Man, I don't even know. Like, I'm so bad about certain parts of social media. Like, to do an Instagram story, it's weird for me. Like, it's not even, I won't say weird for me, because I talk on camera all the time in my office. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm that interesting to do that stuff. But I've thought about doing TikTok to do like bits and pieces from the videos and like piece them together, maybe some fun stuff. My hope is that once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I get access to YouTube stories, to where then I can do Q&A through those YouTube stories and interact with people. But like, my Instagram following is like 300 people. My Twitter account's like 600. My Facebook group's like 500. So like, YouTube is definitely the platform I have the most people following. So, it's good to diversify and get people off the YouTube platform as well. But YouTube stories is probably where I'm going to get the most interaction with people. But I don't know. I've thought about TikTok, but I don't know if I'm that. Maybe I could like dance on there. I don't know. Like, I'm just not like, I don't know if that's a really good dance move or not, if I got it going on. So we'll have to see. Let's see. I don't think you attract a lot of trolls because you don't cater to the people that like the flex cards or credit scores. Yeah, man. I have a whole. I could just rant, I think, on the flex value crap, and like, I understand credit scores and how to improve them. I think there's a lot of worry about increasing your. I've seen a lot of videos on like increasing your credit limit, and that's great, and you can do that to reduce your utilization. But like, this idea of flex, like, I don't know. I pay from my phone 95% of my time. I think, and maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, and that's fine. I did a video on that lion card a while back, and I still get comments on it about like, some guy called me like some like dumbass or whatever like that, like just hammering me down on it. It's like, look, no one cares. No one cares what if it makes you feel good, fine. But I realistically don't think people care if you slap down some metal card that clinks like Thor's hammer coming down from the gods. No one really cares. Like, I'd rather use a piece of cardboard, or like, if this bottle cap gave me 10x, I'd pay with this bottle cap everywhere I went. It's all about the earning rates and the redemptions for me. Like, that is your flex value. That's simple in a nutshell. Like, but each person has their own take on things, and that's perfectly fine. But like, I don't keep a card because it's metal. And like, I love when I get the comments like, is it a metal card? Because like, it could be, but that really shouldn't be the deciding factor if you should keep a card or not. All right, rant over. And thank you, Casey. I really do appreciate it. I really do try to work to keep the community positive and whatnot. So, same time next week. We'll see what's going on next week. If you guys like these, I could definitely do them. I know YouTube doesn't really like. I've heard that like YouTube doesn't like do a great job in promoting channels who do lives like this all the time, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. But if you guys want to do it again, let me know. Leave me comments. Let me know. We can definitely try to do these to get through these times right now. Let's see. What would you say is better? Paying for cell phone protection to your receiving carrier, or receiving it through a credit card, or both? I would say with the credit card. It saves you money. It's not going to cost you. Years ago, I had a when I was with Verizon, I was paying like $10 a month for coverage, and I broke my phone, and they wouldn't cover it because it was excluded, but it would have been covered with a credit card. At that point, that saved me, $120 a year, and I received earned rewards on it as well. I would go credit card myself. Let's see. I wonder why Citi doesn't find usefulness in offering programs similar to Chase Sapphire Shopping or American Express offers. American Express offers is one of the main reasons I keep their product. I agree. American Express offers are fantastic. They do a fantastic job. Chase offers are like Little League compared to American Express offers and what they offer them. Citi did a while back, but they pulled them as well. So it'd be great if they could do it. I think if you have one of their Citi cards, you get access to a Citi portal. Not nearly as good. Still go with Rakuten. Have I thought about ever doing a podcast? I don't know if I would ever. I've never really thought about doing a podcast because I don't know if I could. If I would probably do it with somebody else, just because I think it would be fun to do, even like just jump on someone's podcast and talk. Because like I could talk credit card stuff all day long, but I don't know. I wouldn't know. I could turn like I've honestly never thought about doing a podcast in addition to this, just because the channel takes a lot of my time, especially with one kid, soon to be two. Trying to make the time to do it'll be a little bit tougher, but could be something that could be in the future. But I wouldn't say at this moment in time. But I haven't thought about it. Maybe I need to. Coca-Cola. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Could I do a video on Barclays application rules? Absolutely, I could do that. I'll put that on my list of things to do, Yankee, just because Barclay is a little bit harder. I don't know why my camera keeps like focusing in and out. I'm using a Logitech webcam because it's better than what's on the app, the MacBook. And it just sucks. I don't know. Like I can't get my my Canon would have a 30-minute lockout period. So I have like stuff for that, but it wouldn't work as well. I just wished it would. It'd be great. Let's see, because my Canon just shoots so much better. Let's see. Are you in real estate or business ownership? Drop some gems, please. Okay. Oh, the podcast channel to your wife and you do it. That's awesome, Matthew. Yeah. Good luck. I hope you do hit that 10,000 mark. Just takes. I feel like it just takes one video to really just like change things for people, and like they think we're all just like chasing that one video to see if it catches. Real estate. I don't have a whole lot of experience. Experience in business, I guess. As far as like the YouTube channel, is just my expenses are pretty minimal here, just because of the fact I work in my home office. My wife builds me most of my stuff here, so I don't buy a whole lot of it. And yeah, that's probably the extent there. And then I try to keep my expenses to a minimum. Like I did upgrade my MacBook. I just bought Final Cut Pro for video editing. But I don't have a lot of overhead. Let's see. Financial goals. My wife and I are looking to hope to have our mortgage paid off here in the next couple of years. At which point then like we're just we're debt free. We no longer have student loans. And then we're planning on dumping some money in the stock market at some point soon. Let's see. This should totally be a series. I think that you do. I think that I think that you should do TikTok. I just started one talking about credit cards and other things. I hear that you can grow faster on YouTube and turn into followers on YouTube. I'll have to give that a try. I could definitely try TikTok. It would take me a little bit out of my comfort zone, but that's what I need to do sometimes to expand. Let's see. Okay, Lionel, you live in a state with a lockdown. Vote for more live streams. All right, there's one for the live streams there. Kyle, is that a vote for live streams? Let's see. A topic for future video would be the Venmo debit card, also the Cash App card. They offer cashback categories. I haven't seen any videos on this topic. I will add it to my list of things to do. Shamrock, thank you again, Randy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that super chat, man, and keep it up. Man, I keep it all up, man. Like I said, once I get done with this video, or once we get done with this live stream, I'll be uploading a video for tomorrow. I'm editing down another one. I don't know, like some of my older videos, it's funny because like some stuff has changed with them. So like I wouldn't say I'm updating some of them because like there's video there's a video. What was it? I did the basics. I don't think, but maybe like 300 people watched it. But it was like the basics of the city program, and like there's this. I think the thumbnail is like me like this. And it didn't. It like it's just funny because like now I think like people are more interested in that stuff to where like if I update it, those types of things, it would do better traction and people will learn from it. So I'm going through ones I think that could be useful for people in that because like I don't want to just recycle the old same crap. I think that's why sometimes it takes a little bit harder or longer for me to. I don't want to say longer put out videos. 'Cause I'm always putting them out, but I'm trying to be different. You know what I mean? Like sure you do like the top gas cars and stuff like that, but if you notice, I don't always talk about Chase or American Express or all that other jazz that just because there's more out there than those, and while it's lesser viewed, it's important still to talk about that because people do like other things outside of Chase and American Express. I know. Crazy, right? Let's see. Um, um, let's see. Okay, Jen also I'm surprised Massachusetts is in a total lockdown. Yeah, Casey, I'm not sure what's going on, but there's New York shit like the people or flights were being diverted. There's a lot of stuff going on. I keep hearing rumors of possibly a lockdown, so we'll have to see. Sure. Why won't city bring back some sort of travel protections? That is a good question. It would be great for them to do that. I think they misjudged that, and American Express caught them off guard, which is great. Hopefully they add it, but it could be that they're just considering it. Hopefully we see them. What is it? We're in March. Hopefully we see them bring it back at some point, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they don't think it's worth it. I'm hoping that they do, though. If they do, it would be really beneficial for everyone. Cali is on lockdown. Yeah, Cali is one of them too. Do you know how no Americans can apply for this American card? I've heard of Canadians and Chinese. What card are you applying? William? What card are you mentioning, man? The American Airline cards? Is that? Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Ill is the challenger apply from Illinois expecting in. I vote for live stream. Just happened to be up early. You're in Korea. Oh yeah. How's Korea? I mean, how is Korea right now? I've heard like things are just what I've read. Like things are improving. Are things improving there, or is it still pretty rough as well? Take a shot. Gotta go. Thank you, Dustin. Everyone, please stay safe. Follow CDC. Zachary, thank you for stopping by, man. I really do appreciate it. You stay safe, man. All right. But yeah, so far that's answered all the questions that we've seen there. Let's see. If you're here we go. If you're trying to do a minimum spend in 3 months with all this drama going on in the U.S., will they extend that? I don't think they will. I don't. There's still ways to hit it. If you're not able to hit, I would probably hold off. Could they? Sure. I don't expect them to right now. I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't hold out hope for that. Also, how's it going, Charles? How you doing, man? All right. Do this with wife. Let's do it again sometime. Take care, Joseph. Have a great dinner. And thanks for stopping by, man. I do appreciate it. And take care, man. Zhao just left. Okay. How you doing? Bane, how you doing? From San Diego. I was out there a few years ago. Loved the area. Super nice. It was awesome. Not optimal redemption. I redeemed some of my large UR points back in cash back, invested in the stock market. I think I think there's some people doing that right now, or even investing in the stock market, or even just thinking about cashing out their points. That's tomorrow's video on if you should be doing that or not. But definitely could be worth it if you're investing in the stock market, potentially. I didn't take that angle in the video, but if you're coming out ahead, it could be worth it. Let's see. I do appreciate Chase for having a 1 cent point redemption cash back compared to others borrowing the Schwab card. I agree. That is one benefit of Chase. But if you're in a full if you're looking for cash back, there's better cash back rotation options. But I agree, 1 cent per point is nice to have a floor level there for chase points. Let's see. Let's see. My bros, Dick's enormous. Ben Dover recommended me to your page. I'm blessed they found your gym. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad you stumbled across the page or the channel. It means a lot, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here too. That's good to hear. At least it's in the positive direction. It definitely does suck overall. I agree. If it means anything, we're just doing our part to here to CDC and World Health Organization asking if I can get back to what we are, love a little bit sooner. Yeah, it's tough because like every spot it seems like is doing their own thing. You know, I saw pictures yesterday of like Paris, right? And Paris is like a ghost town, which is crazy because Paris is so busy and lifeful, like so full of life. And it's deserted, right? Because they're all on lockdown. Then you look like pictures of Clearwater Beach or the beaches in Florida because the spring breakers there. And it's like, there are just so many people there. And you have to wonder, you know, they're closing the beaches at what, Sunday or Monday, like after spring break. So they get that revenue and whatnot. But like, it's tough. Like, you know, trust me, I didn't want to stop. And with the way things are going, it's the best move to kind of just lay low for a bit and kind of get this behind us. Because the quicker we can get this over with, the quicker we can get back to traveling and doing stuff that we enjoy. I'm not saying you need to live in fear, but you know what? If we can get back to being normal, it's going to get worse before it gets better. You know, and the data at the time I think I did my video was very different than what it is today. So it's just if we could just get over this, it'd be so great. Pretty much home and work. That sounds like a lot of people. If American Express brings out another card above the platinum card, Charles, do you think it'll be anytime soon? I'm not sure how American Express is going to go with that. I know they have like that titanium and then like the black card, and they're going to potentially be bringing it to market. American Express is just kind of does their own thing. So they could bring it up because I think what they're tailoring those cards more towards the higher income individuals who may or may not be truly affected by this. So we would have to see if they're going to bring that to market or not. I'm curious what the benefits are to it. I know people are going to be like, oh my God, it's such a great card. And if it's, you know, a $1,200 annual fee, I just don't see how most people are going to justify that card. I think people want to justify it by saying, oh, you know, maybe it has this crazy statement credit of a store I would never shop in. So I'm not trying to do a video like on the rumors of it because I'm interested to see what actually comes. But if a card with that much annual fee, to me, I'm genuinely curious how many people go for it because I don't think it's going to be that valuable for many people. I don't think they can justify the annual fee. Could totally be wrong here. Just like the platinum card. You know, the platinum card is great for someone who travels a lot and can utilize those benefits, but I don't think it's meant for everyone. Let's see. What card do I think will be next up in terms of benefits and stuff? I don't know, man. There's always a change in these markets. It's pretty crazy to me of what's happening. U.S. Bank is probably going to change some stuff with these the Connect and the Altitude Go card. We could see some changes coming. But hopefully, you know, if U.S. Bank were to even change this card with the negative changes, but add that $100 Visa Infinite Airport the Portal airline discount, that could change to be a game changer for people. So we'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure though, but there's always someone out of left field that comes at it and just like surprises you. Any American card? I haven't heard of that, William. I'm sorry, man. I haven't heard of that. Have I done a video on any third-party travel insurance? The current situation shows us how it come in handy times. Abel, I have not done that, but I will write that down for a future video. Just because that could be useful for people. Did I know taxation is theft? You know, I don't make the laws. I just, you know, abide by them. Let's see, Shamrock. Same here. Okay, this is good. I don't care what American Express says. I'm not giving them another cent of annual fees. By the way, of a new card. For what I give them now, I should be able to carry them as a dependent on my taxes. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, I know people like to run American Express setups, but when you start really digging deep into some of these opportunities and whatnot, they don't really understand the basics of redeeming, or people who use them don't understand the basics of redeeming those points, because they're very valuable. I think American Express points are extremely valuable, but they're going to be more valuable for those business class flyers. You can occasionally find really good value for coach flyers, economy flyer. American Express points are more work to learn. You're not going to get those bang for your buck. So it's definitely, it's really good. And I have a bunch of, would love the new card if the charge fee is waived. I don't think that's happening, man. I don't think they're going to waive that fee. All right, I'll do a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna pop off just because. Let's see. Do you think? Okay, that's actually Gen Z. I think it's interesting because I don't make videos on budgets, but I actually have a video I want to do on budgeting and talking about different budgets. If you're interested, let me know. But I do think budgeting is very important for many reasons. One, it could hopefully help you be prepared for situations like this. And two, it can just help people be in a good financial situation. But I do think it is important for things like this so you can see where your money's going, especially if you're clearly I'm a socialist, Big Dustin. I wouldn't go as far as that, but I mean that's a bit rough. I think you're joking. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. But I still appreciate you being here. Potential for airline the potential that upcoming hotel and airline programs running generous promotions once this is all over. Maybe we could see something for people. We could see people. We could maybe see programs roll out something. Maybe more points for stays. Maybe fast track, maybe statuses. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. I still think there's so much going on right now that it's really hard to tell. We have to really wait for the dust to settle. Let's see. Hyatt ran promotion last recession for every 2 nights you give a free night cert. Man, Casey, that would be great if they did that. We'll have to see if that happens again. Have a good night, Charles, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Take care. Let's see. American Express membership rewards have been my go-to for last-minute seats via Aeroplan. Man, Aeroplan, I think they're undervalued, especially for their stopover allowance, which is very, I think, generous. The fact that the taxes and fees can vary depending on things can be a little bit tough for people, just because they may not know that. But I do like Aeroplan, especially for domestic travel, and they are very good. So I do agree, Aeroplan is really good. No, I mean, let's see. Tell everyone to practice their zombie killing skills because you're going to need it when they come in handy soon. It's funny. I'll tell the story real fast. So my wife's friend was telling us about a story. So my wife currently works in a pharmacy. And I guess in this one Reddit forum, there was pictures of people jumping over the pharmacy counter to get their medications. It just reminds me of like The Walking Dead. And you just see people just jumping over and like lack of order. So I just had a good laugh about that. It's very funny. Let's see. I mean, I guess I don't understand the anger there, Red Sox. I mean, I know they traded like Mookie recently, but I mean, come on, man. Red Sox, I got to ask you, what do you think of Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay? Is that how do you feel about that? Just curious. Are you a Tom Brady fan? I felt they should have traded Tom Brady and kept Jimmy years ago. I think that would have been really good. Let's see. Any way to swap points and lounge access with another user, not sell them to know. You're not going to, William, I think you're going to be barking up the wrong tree by doing that with people. Definitely not. Probably not. To see where things lie. I would say, sure, get another ticket, but if they extend this out, you may be on the phone with them again. So I would kind of wait this out and just kind of hold, and just see where this happens. Do I think we're going to be back up in the skies By summer, it's possible, but we usually have to wait and see. Let's see. All right, everyone. I want to thank you, all of you, for stopping by for happy hour tonight. I do appreciate it. We'll look to do this again in the future. Thank you all again, really, for coming and hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time answering your questions and just kind of hanging out here with all of you. So, as always, take care, everyone. Safe travels. Well, hopefully you're not traveling. You're probably none of you are traveling right now. Let's see. Let's see. Question. Let's see. Good chat. Thank you, Saul. Look what you doing, man. Thanks for stopping by. Take care of yourselves out there, everyone. Stay safe. Do what you need to do. Make sure you guys are staying safe out there. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Safe travels. Take care, everyone.